From the TBD studios, let's talk live with your hosts, Natasha Barrett and Melanie Hastings.
When it comes to sleep, we all could use a little more. Many Americans spend a portion of their night tossing and turning, only to have that darn alarm clock go off right as they drift away. Well, Dr. Ziegler is here with some ways to help us out. I think a lot of people are going, yeah, that's me.
Right.
That's me every morning.
Actually, 1/4 of Americans have a problem with sleep. And when sleep becomes a problem, we start to have really problems with anxiety, we have problems with tension, moodiness. The definition of insomnia is actually difficulty falling to sleep.
So what is at the root for most people?
Well, it's really two categories. We'll separate it. One category being really environmental or situational. The second category would really be more medical or psychological.
I think when people hear insomnia, or I'm an insomniac, it
Sure.
seems like a real problem. They just think, oh no, it's just, a couple days here and there, that's not me. But really, a lot of us are in that category of insomnia.
Yeah, when the symptoms really go past 7 days, we start to go into the insomnia. So we have to look a little deeper in the medical community. What are these symptoms? What can we really look at? There's 5 things I like to really give viewers tips about sleep because it's so important.
And the first one, I think it has something to do with what you eat or drink before bed.
Right, actually we'll kind of go through it. Like S, we'll do it as sleep. S being stop alcohol at least 2 hours before you go to bed.
Okay.
Because alcohol will wake you up. Even though it does relax you, about 2 hours, your metabolites will start to change. You'll wake up, go to the bathroom. So alcohol, stop alcohol. L, light. Light is very important with sleep patterns. There's a part in your brain called the pineal gland, which secretes melatonin.
Okay.
And melatonin, and most women have more of a sleep problem than men.
We take on more of the stress. That's why.
And they always say it's the men causing the sleep problems,
right?
So E would be for really your environment, making sure your bed's comfortable. There's no light in the room. The temperature is also really important. The ideal temperature to sleep in is 65 degrees.
65.
I know it seems a little harsh, but again, we're dealing with a gland called the hypothalamus, which regulates the body temperature. So, and for women, they talk about overheating. We're having problems on maybe an endocrine system. E, the last E here is exercise. I really like people to exercise at least 5 to 6 times before you go to bed. L, the last one, is really making, excuse me, I'm sorry,
P.
P was actually the last in the sense of really you want to plan. Get yourself into every night you go to bed at the same time, really making sure you have that routine.
And let's talk about routine a little bit. It's
Sure.
routine even with eating. Eating at the same intervals each day, you say, and going to sleep each day. A lot of people think, well, that's great, when you talk about it, but it's so hard to do.
Yeah, and I will say, eating at the same time, we got to avoid heavy meals. Heavy meals can be a big problem at the end of the night and going right to bed. But routine is so important. If you're a nap person, really don't go past a half an hour. 10 minutes is really efficient.
Let's talk about some of the sleeping aids that are out there.
Sure.
There's tons of them on the market. People use run the gamut and probably buy them at the drugstore to use them.
Sure.
What do you think, first of all, about the natural ones like melatonin?
Great. I brought some powerful natural types of sleep aids to help people. I like melatonin. I think melatonin's a great natural tool. But what most people don't understand, it is a hormone. So if we're playing with our hormone system, we have to be careful because melatonin is triggered by light.
So use it only temporarily or use less, or what would you recommend?
We use it for a lot of situational types of sleep apnea or problems like that, just because with jet lag, we can sometimes really just induce that hormonal level for a short period of time.
Okay, well, let's see what you brought on the table here.
Sure.
What do you recommend? What's closest to you?
So we brought some what we call a serotonin uptake. This is really a 5-HTP. It's an amino acid. It's a tryptophan. It will help relax the body.
Is this something you can buy on your own, or do you need a prescription?
You can actually go to the drugstore and buy it, but I'm always careful. You have to be careful about that because we don't know if there's fillers and additives, and since that market's really not regulated, make sure you have maybe a doctor's prescription, tell exactly what you're looking for. So serotonin uptakes are what we call the kind of the feel-good mood. It helps your body. It helps the insomnia. It's a tryptophan derivative, again, helping the serotonin uptakes in your brain. It's a great tool, and we like it. It's also tryptophan's in turkey. So you ever hear like turkey?
It's the sleepy aspect of everything. Do you feel like every time you have like a turkey sandwich or the turkey dinner, it's the same kind of thing? Let's get to the tea real quick before we go.
I think teas are great. Chamomile teas. A lot of herbal teas don't have caffeine, so it's a good ritual. Come on, we were talking about that planning. If you're a tea drinker, those herbal teas, chamomile tea will relax you, calm you down. So I like that. Same thing with magnesiums. Magnesiums are a great way to calm the nervous system down. I think it's a very nice way to do that.
Is this bottle right here you're talking about?
Well, this is vitamin D, which is also...
the one on the bottom.
The bottom is magnesium. I think most people, again, acupuncture, it works on an endocrine system, which is deals with hormones, and I think acupuncture is a great tool for people who are having kind of more of the long-term insomnia.
You hear more about people turning toward that. I think some people aren't as warmed up to the idea.
Yeah, I mean, the research is really great. I'm telling you, insomnia, acupuncture, you're dealing with an endocrine system which really controls a lot of who we are. It kind of drives the train. And I think it's a great tool. It's so powerful, and as we see more and more science moving to it, I just wish more people took advantage of it.
All right, Dr. Ziegler, thanks for helping us out on this one.
Thank you.
Good to see you.
It's great to see you.
Up next on